So my name is Omari Banks. I'm from the island of Anguilla. I'm son of Donna and Banky Banks. Banky Banks being one of the founding, I should say, fathers of reggae music in the Eastern Caribbean. So I grew up around music my entire life, was exposed to music from a very early age because of my dad, as well as my mom, who always encouraged me from a very early age to take part in talent shows. So I had a love and a passion for music from a very early age. And other than my love for music, I fell in love with the game of cricket at the age of 7, 8 years old. And it became my dream to not only to just play cricket, but play cricket at the highest level. Told myself that I wanted to play cricket for the West Indies cricket team, which was a passion of mine. And I was blessed enough to work hard, and then in 2003, I became actually the first Anguillian to play international cricket for the West Indies team.
Another world record, the highest total chased in the 4th innings and successfully getting there. And that's not the leg back, but it's going a long way. It's the boundary now, it's runs. 4 more runs to Omari Banks. That moves him on.
As well as, I'm proud to say that in 2003, I was nominated for World Young Player of the Year by Wisdom Cricket magazine. The Moon Splash Festival, which my dad has been running for over 30 years. I grew up around that festival, and I think seeing so many musicians and artists come to the island and just growing up in the Caribbean, I think there's a love for music. There's a kind of a beats of the islands which kind of goes along with the kind of energy that we put into everything that we do. So I was no different from a lot of the young kids who grew up who loved music, but I was blessed enough to also want to play music. So I got involved in playing instruments from a very, very early age. So playing music, being around musicians, taking part in talent shows, I think that's where my love for music really came from. For the style of music that I play, I would say it's a fusion of different genres of music. So of course, being the Caribbean, and reggae music is a big part of that. So I grew up around that reggae music vibe, and I think the message that reggae music brings out, it's kind of fits the kind of message that I like to put out, the conscious message.
So that's it, but then you just go stick and go up harder at a time. How could we be? Straight into the rock. Yeah. Yeah?
But as opposed to not only just reggae music, I'm a lover of all kinds of music. So reggae music is one, but from a very early age, I liked a lot of soul music. I sang a lot of ballads in talent shows, R&B music. It's always been a music that I love, as well as somebody who plays the guitar. I think when you start to play the guitar and you delve deeper into the guitar, you get into the rock music, you get into blues music, you get into jazz. So I try to put all the styles of music that I've been exposed to and all the styles of music, which I believe can tell the story of who I am, and make a kind of a pelao, as you would say, in Anguilla in the Caribbean, and just put the vibes that I like and really create music which I believe can touch people's lives in a positive way. I think that's what music is about, and that's what I seek to do when I hear music. Tell a story, tell my story, I should say, as well as bring out the kind of musical taste that I like. Well, I would definitely say some of the biggest influences I'll have in music. I'll start one by saying, of course, my dad, because I grew up around my dad and watching him perform and watching his style of how he's got a freedom to how he plays his music. Now, although my music is not just like his music, it's different, but just the freedom that he has in the creating of his music I go into music with that same mentality, the musicality of it, the singer-songwriter mentality, and just the understanding that music is a vehicle.
Finding reasons to prove what we're doing was right.
So from that perspective, my dad, the likes of Bob Marley, who's inspired so many people in the region and the world with his brand of reggae music. But then outside of that genre, when I was a kid, I used to love Aerosmith. I love Bon Jovi. I love R. Kelly, Lauryn Hill, Carlos Santana, Stevie Wonder. And then, of course, if you're growing up in the 90s, the people who sing like hip-hop music, whether it be Tupac for some of his more conscious songs and Jay-Z. These are a couple of the people who I was inspired by even at that time, although I don't do rap music.
It seems when we've mistaken love, so goodbye, maybe we'll keep in touch.
And then, if you're thinking in more modern times, the likes of John Mayer, who's a singer-songwriter, guitar player, he's another one of the people who I look up to as an artist who's the singer-songwriter, guitar player as well. So he's one. There's another guitarist who plays for John Mayer as well, who's named Isaiah Sharkey. He's another person who I look at and like his style of playing and how he sings and kind of puts his musicianship and his singer-songwriter skills together to create his own style. So when I think about influences, I'm constantly learning, I'm constantly growing. I think, especially the world of music today, there's so many different artists out there and so many different styles of music which you can learn from. I think to limit yourself to one genre of music in terms of what you can whet your palate of, I think we were silly, because there's so much different styles that you can draw from to create something which is uniquely your own.
Educators, cause all I see them doing is trying to misinform us.
Well, so far I've released 2 albums. My first album being Move On, second album being Sunlight, and I'm happy to announce now that this new album that I'm finishing up right now is basically complete.
When you stand for your eyes, they say time will change things.
It's called My Life, and I'm really excited to really work on a new project. It's been almost 5-6 years since I've released a full project. I've released singles in between, but I'm really excited to release totally new music. As an artist, I think you want to keep pushing the envelope in terms of what you have done in the past and now. I think it's about time. I'm ready to release new music, and I think this album, My Life, is going to be a good summary of where I'm at right now. And I'm really excited to share. And the concept behind My Life is it's all the lessons, it's all of the stories and all of the vibes, whether it be musically or what I was going through over the past 5-6 years. So that that can encompass whether it be relationships, whether it be the social, or whether it be just my ideology of how I see the world. And I think that's what this album, My Life, is gonna bring out.
They never teach about the cures and trees. They put it in a pill and charge me triple fees. Oh boy. I wish they taught about the Moors universities. I wish they taught about Kemetic philosophy. Only greater truth alone will make the captive see. So many prophets die so we can be free. Educators.